So why don't we now take a look at maneuvering through the user interface. So the laser has been turned on, and the first screen that you're going to see is the arm. So this particular system doesn't have a fiber or a BBL on it, and that's why these two boxes are grayed out. So Halo runs through the arm, so we're going to touch the arm icon, and then you're going to see a secondary screen, and it's going to tell you you're going to have either Contour TRL, which is the resurfacing mode, or you're going to have Halo, which is what we're going to demonstrate here. So let's touch the Halo and activate the Halo button. Now, what the warning screen will pop up telling you you need to be sure that you have eyewear that's appropriate for the diode laser, the 1470 nanometer wavelength. So press that screen to continue. So now you have two options. You have the Halo option or you have the Halo Pro option. So let's go through the Halo option first and demonstrate its capabilities. So simply touch Halo. And now what it's going to do is it knows that it needs to start initializing and going through its tests. And this part of the process usually takes 30 seconds, 45 seconds. Okay, so now the system has gone through its initialization and calibration data, and you come up with the Halo screen. Let's take a look at the screen itself and the different options of adaptability that you have. So let's go ahead and start here in the lower right hand portion of the box. So what you'll see is you'll see Halo 1, you'll see Halo 2, and you'll see Halo 3. Okay, so Halo 1, what this is this is a preset. So Halo 1 will give you a setting. So you don't have to go in and make any changes. These are all presets. And this is the uniqueness of the Halo screen itself. There are no manipulation. It's just simple Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3. Now, Halo 1 will set you to a depth and coverage of 275 microns of 1470 only, and a treatment percentage at 5%. Halo 2 will allow for 275 microns and a 10% treatment. And then finally, Halo 3 is 350 microns and a 10% treatment. So the uniqueness of Halo is pre-programmed settings, and in this case, it's all 1470 only. Okay, so there is no erbium added to Halo. In order to add erbium or to make changes, you have to go to Halo Pro. So that's Halo 1, 2, and 3. Now the next box to look at is skin temperature. So the Halo handpiece has an infrared thermometer that's built into the handpiece that actively monitors the temperature of your skin as the treatment progresses. And so you want to be sure to keep an eye on this temperature because you don't want it to get too warm. You don't want to see temperatures in the 40s. You want to see temperatures that are basically in the 20s, and even getting up to 30 is okay, but keep an eye on the skin temperature. Now the second benefit, and one of the reasons why we monitor skin temperature, is so that we end up with a uniform treatment. So as the skin temperature increases, it will tell the laser to basically bring the energy down to an appropriate energy so that we're getting nice uniform treatments. Now this box here below is your lifetime of your adapter. Now every adapter that you use has a 90-minute lifetime, and that 90-minute lifetime starts the minute you hit standby and activate the laser into ready. So at 90 minutes you have enough time to do as much treatment on any single patient as you can. 90 minutes could get you a full face, you could do full neck. You could probably integrate some of the chest within that 90-minute period of time. Now, this box up here in the upper right is what monitors the percent coverage of your treatment. So remember, so let's take for example that we are at Halo 1. Halo 1 in this case is a pre-programmed setting that will give you 275 microns in depth of coagulation and a 5% treatment. So if we were doing a treatment in this case, you would have 0, it would start at 0, and then every pass that you do, it starts working its way up to 5%. So once you get to 5%, the laser will then send an alert to you to let you know that you are now done with the treatment. Now the final button that we need to take a look at is the treatment summary. Okay, so it's right here in the gray box. So I'm going to touch treatment summary. And what you'll see is it gives you a box that details for you the settings that you used in each particular zone. So in other words, when you're done with the procedure, you can click on Treatment Summary and you'll have an itemized listing of all of the settings that you used in the appropriate areas. Secondarily, what you need to know about this screen is that after you do a treatment, you will have settings that are logged in. If you're going to do another treatment, so say you have one halo and then you've got another one back to back, you have to be sure that you go back into the treatment screen after each patient and you hit clear. Okay? When you hit clear, that lets the laser know that you now no longer need that patient data and you're moving to a second patient. It's an important step because if you don't hit clear and you go to your second treatment, it will keep all of the presets from the previous treatment in, again, because the laser didn't know that you were moving to a second patient. So it's a really important step that everybody needs to clearly understand. Okay, so let's take a look at the Halo Pro screen. So you're going to touch the icon, and then it's going to give you a screen that's very similar to the Halo screen. The only difference here is that in Halo Pro, you can now blend in erbium and change all of your settings, depth and percent coverage for both 1470 and erbium. So what we're going to do is we're going to touch the depth coverage button. This is going to allow you some freedom to now change the settings in both 1470 and 2940. So let's take a look at the screen. On this side, you have your 1470 settings. This is your depth, and this is your density setting. On the 2940 side, again, you've got your depth and your density settings. Now remember, because you're in Halo Pro, these are adjustable. So if you want to adjust, then all you have to do is simply touch the minus button or the plus button to get you to the appropriate depth of where you want to be with your 1470. So let's say we want to be at 400 microns. Now, when you want to change density, you're going to simply touch the density button, and then you're going to move it up or down depending where you want your coverage or your density of the 1470 treatment to be. So in this case, let's say we're going to move to 400 microns at 5% density. Now, if you want to blend erbium in, the steps are very similar. So you're going to adjust your micron depth in erbium by your plus if you want it to go higher, or your minus if you want it to go lower. So let's settle it at 20 microns. Now, what we're going to do for density for erbium is simply, again, just touch the screen, and then you're able to move the density up and down. And that number now will be limited based on the percent coverage that you've added for 1470, but all you need to do is move it just simply up or down. When you hear that sound, that's letting you know that you're at your maximum coverage for this particular setting. Once you get the appropriate settings in, all you're going to do is hit save, and now you have your settings.